Alright, hello. It looks like I think I'm live now. Alright. Hello everybody, this is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Mardi Gras tonight. Had a little special, I tried to see if the hat and the thumbnail picture would fit over the headset. Kinda fits, kinda not. I apologize if that's making some weird sounds. We'll go with that. So, for some reason... Hello, Pete. Thank you for joining. Now, for some reason... Actually, that fits a little bit better. There we go. For some reason, I cannot figure out why this is not capturing the desktop audio. So let me see if I can get something here. It's always like, you fix... This is what I hate about OBS Studio. Yeah, it's free, but it sucks. I fixed one thing with the fading between the two different scenes I have, but now it won't capture any desktop audio. Go figure. I'm lucky I got the microphone working. That took a while to figure out. Hello, Delvin. Thank you for joining. And YouTube is trying to push this new YouTube Studio, which I don't like. How are you guys doing tonight? Alright, so I have music playing that I can hear, but I gotta figure out how to get it so you guys can hear it. It almost looked like it worked. Ooh, I gotta lower that for a second. Trying to play music on here. There we go. Let's keep lowering it. So you guys should hear the music now in the background. And I don't have to worry about copyright because this is straight from YouTube Studio. I was trying to find something Cajun or Mardi Gras. What do you got? How's the audio? Is the background music a little bit too loud? And I got this fade set. I was doing a weird double when I did this. Okay, I think that one is set. Audio capture, so it's capturing this microphone. this? Oh, it's this microphone. Why is it that microphone? Can you hear me? All right. That looks okay. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. You guys can hear me, I believe. All right. So now it looks good with the background audio and the micro audio. So that's good there. You switch this. I see one of my friends texting me. He's watching live. Luciano, thank you for joining. I didn't even get to the beer yet. I was just figuring out the streaming thing. Let me see. So that's good. Desktop audio looks good. It's not this. Good. All right, both of those are set to the right scene. All right, now Disney glass. Pop some bubbly beer. If anybody wants to join me, you're more than welcome to. Trying to pour this like a Guinness, but I don't know if that'll exactly work. Oh, I got some beer on the keyboard. I don't know what I did wrong. I got a little bit too much head on there. All right. So thank you guys for joining. Mardi Gras, party night. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to play through some music that we have, which is copyright free. And we're going to look at some weather stuff here. So we had quite a bit of a weekend going into Monday. I think that was a pretty intense 24 hours. Or I should say 48 hours. So it started with Friday, going into Saturday, that's snow. Then we had Sunday night into Monday. And let me bring up the radar I have here. So, if we look at most of the country, we maximize this. A good majority of the country is just quiet, which is good, thankfully. There's some rain over in California. They do not need any more rain. Cheers. How did you guys fare with the last storm? I got about 7 3/4 of an inch. Pete, I know you joined me for the live stream I did Sunday night during the snowstorm. Delvin, what about you? Did you get any amount of snow? Significant amount of snow? So pretty quiet for the next couple of days, and we also have some pretty cold air as well. So we have the radar. Let's go to some satellite. GOES 16 experimental.
Now, it is night, so the neat thing I really like with this new satellite, if you've watched other Games and Storms live streams I've done, we have nighttime microphysics. This is visible satellite at night. It's really crazy. Pete, you got 9 inches. Wow. That's I was wondering about Orange County because I have 4 to 8 as my range, and there was a very low chance that some of these forecast models were showing like 9 or 10 inches. So forecasting up to 8 and you got 9 is not that bad of a forecast. This one, I was actually talking with Joe Chaffee, which I believe he's live right now too. We were talking about why over the past few years these forecast models don't seem to be getting a good handle on it. So if we remember from the GFS a week ago, last Tuesday when we watched this, the system from the GFS was about 500 miles away from what had actually happened. That was a significant miss. Oh, where we go. Let's try this one. Nope, played that one already. So the forecast model, the GFS we talked about, was significantly off by 500 miles. The question is, why was it off that much? And why have these forecast models been off so much over the past years? My hypothesis is climate change. And I'm going to have a separate video coming later in the year, probably late summer, about adding to the climate change chat playlist that I have. But if these forecast models are not taking into account the global warming, the increase in the global temperatures, that can throw off the whole calculation. So that could be a reason why. So more research is needed with that. That's just a hypothesis right now. There's no need for, if anybody's new that's watching, no need for any attacks. Just because it's science. You make a hypothesis, and then you test it. Like I made a hypothesis, this beer was delicious, and it is. So we have high pressure coming in, and this is bringing in all this Arctic air basically out of Canada. That's why we're not going to see these temperatures get out of the 20s probably till Friday. And let me see, let me play this. You can also see there's the sun line. So all that yellow area, that's dark. That's where night is. So it looks like as of right now, the night area is, if you take a line pretty much through the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas and straight north, that's where evening or sunset was. So California's still in daylight, or at least in daytime, because it looks like there's a lot of cloud cover with all the rain coming through. And it's interesting to see these weather patterns here. Like this one coming off of the, I'm not sure what this area is called, of Mexico, but it's coming straight through there, straight through southern Texas, over Florida, up the East Coast, in the ocean, and out. It's very fascinating to see those. So that's the nighttime microphysics. We're just going to take a look at some of the others. The shortwave infrared is what I'm looking at right now. This one shows temperature. So this one, kind of on the same path, but we can see some of the temperature changes in the clouds. So overall, it looks like you kind of assume 3 days, if we're in the tri-state region here, at least in the Northeast, if we take the whole Northeast, 3 days out would be California. It takes about 3 days for a weather system, an average weather system, to cross from California to, or from the West Coast to the East Coast. So that will be our next system. And this is going to be an interesting one to take a look at. So let's switch over to some of these forecast models. We're going to go to the good old Tropical Tidbits website here. Got the GFS loading. I think I played that one already. Did I play that one already? I don't think so. I'm not sure. So we got the GFS here. It's almost like this mic was designed for a glass. So we're going to look at the whole country first. So it's validating, or it's initializing, that's it. It's initializing properly. So if we look here at what the GFS is showing, and go back to the saddle, what is going on there? Okay, so if we look at this, what I was trying to show you, if we look at everything out there, this is the diagnostics part. And if you watch the live stream with me and Joe Chaffee over the weekend, we talked about this. You have to look at what's out there right now before you can just jump right into the forecast models. That's how I've been taught. Even going, the forecast style I've been taught is looking at, I don't know if you've heard of it, the DIFAX charts, which is actually going back to like the 80s and the 70s. But I was using the DIFAX charts until they've died off now. But this is the diagnostics part, and comparing it to each of the initial frame of the forecast models to see if it initializes properly. So if we look at each of these areas here, we'll just keep that in our head, and then we switch to the forecast model, and we see it match up pretty well. This one. I don't know why it's blinking like that, but we see everything's this may be a little bit more intense on the GFS than what's actually out there. So we have the GFS. I'm going to bring up now the icon model. And in the icon model, about the same with its initialization. That's the 18Z. I'm going to go to the 12Z just because the 12Z goes 180 hours out. But still just about the same. Comparing that to the satellite, why? Stop blinking. Let me just stop this. Alright. Just comparing it to everything out there. And I'll just switch back to the microphysics. You get a little bit more detail out of this. So if we compare that to here, actually about the same when you look at that nighttime microphysics. But overall, they're pretty similar. Now we'll open up the NAM. And with the NAM, not doing that bad either. We have that system hitting California. However, this looks a bit more north than what was actually here. See how the bulk of this is hitting the middle part of California, central California? Versus the NAM has the bulk of it hitting Northern California. So that's something you got to keep in mind if it's a bit more north. So let's compare the system out into the Atlantic with what's actually out there. That looks very similar, but I'm just concerned that the NAM isn't initializing at 100%. Next rad, I see Pete, you're talking the next rad radar steering storms. We'll look at that in a second. Which storms were you talking about specifically? The ones in California? Because these can have the steering effect throughout the upper airflow, the flow aloft for the whole country. Let's move on down to the next song. Oh yeah, now it's a party. So these models, at least, these three, the GFS, the Icon, and the NAM, at least the GFS and the Icon are initializing pretty well. The NAM, give it maybe a C. It's a little bit more north with the one over California, but pretty good with the one that's out into the Atlantic. Just make sure that audio level's not terrible. Oh, the past storms you're talking about, Pete. Okay. And also, I just want to make sure, because I could adjust the desktop audio specifically. How's the desktop audio for you guys? Is it too loud, too soft? Do you want me to raise it or lower it? Alright, so now we got the initialization here, and just for kicks, I just want to check out the Canadian, the CMC here. Rarely use it, but just want to see how it's initializing. And it's not initializing terrible. It does go along the lines of the NAM, where it's having the heavier precipitation come into Northern California versus it's actually coming through Central California. So it's missing it by half of a state of California. But yeah, usually I don't like to use the Canadian, so there it goes. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these coming up. And Pete, I don't know if you watched me and Joe Chaffee, but what we were talking about was 500 millibar. Usually I like to use the vorticity. And this also adds some previous hours for the run. So this goes back to Saturday. And this is what we were talking about before with how essentially it's called zonal flow. East to west it was. That's why the snow totals weren't really that far like skewed on a tilt. So this is from Saturday. Now let's go to actually Sunday night. So this is about 7 p.m. Sunday night. This is where we're starting to see the 500 millibar winds get up a little bit more of an angle versus flat from before. And then as the system came through, we can see there's the main part of it, the main vorticity, which that's about that 1 a.m. time frame on Monday. And this is Monday night where we really started to see the stronger winds, and that kind of brought in the colder air behind it. So this is 7 p.m. tonight, so this is a half hour ago from what it was. This is actually, I think, the initial, oh no, it's not. This is the 18Z run. But all of this is dealing with the cold air coming in. And this is actually setting up this steering throughout. And if we go even higher up into the atmosphere, upper, we're going to do 200, where's 250? 250 millibar wind. So this is a 250 millibar level, which is really high up into the atmosphere. You see this steering pattern there. Oh, where was that? There it was. So this waviness is very unsettled, but it's at least giving the high pressure for the middle part and the eastern part of the country for right now. Till later in the week, but we'll get to there in a little bit. I just wanted to show the GFS, for instance. I'm going to switch back to the mean surface level pressure. And with this, we're going to start rolling through. So high stays in. Here, we're going to take a closer look at that in a little bit, but that's where there may be some possibly lake effect snow happening. And this is the next system that we're going to be watching. This is 7 p.m. Friday. It looks like it should be out by the morning. And then, this guy. So let's follow this. So that same rain that was coming into California, that's what we're following there. It weakens, going over the Rockies, because the Rockies kind of, the undulations in the terrain cause disturbances. That's actually what happens with hurricanes. And then after it gets past the Rockies, it starts to reform. It looks like it's probably pulling in, and we can see the kinkiness in the isobars there. Pulling in some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. And then when it comes up our way, this is showing that freeze line may be cold enough for some sleet and freezing rain more north of New York State. But New Jersey, the tri-state region, looks like it actually may just be rain. But we'll take a closer look at that a little bit there. But still, right there. That's a lot of rain coming through for Sunday. And then Monday, usually behind these low pressure systems, we get the isobars, the pressure gradient increases. So when we have that steeper pressure gradient, we do have the more wind. And that looks like some precipitation lingers a little bit going into late Monday into Tuesday, but then Tuesday itself, we have that next high coming in. May still be breezy on Tuesday on the GFS here, but once that high really is pretty much overhead, that's when the winds start to die down. We're going to ignore this for right now. We're not going to go that far out because once we get past a week with a GFS, it's unreliable, I would say, at least. But beyond that, so we're at, what's the hour forecast hour? 192 hours out. Technically, yes, the GFS goes out to 384 hours. I would just say don't look at that too much. Don't put too much emphasis on it. Let me go back to the GFS, but I'm just going to take a quick look. This is showing it's just breaking up by the time it gets to the northeast, pretty much. And then another, that reforms. Once it gets into the Atlantic, it starts pulling up the moisture from the Atlantic Ocean, and then it reforms a little bit. But now we're going into the end of March. But we're still dealing with snow in the picture. So that's through the GFS, and we're going to rewind that and get that ready for when we take a closer look. I'm just going to look at the icon. This one goes 180 hours out. Oh, Pete, that's quite interesting. Because I know before when you first started watching, we were talking about the solar maximum, solar minimums. Jet streams going out of zonal flow and wandering as the magnetosphere weakens due to the solar minimum. Interesting. Because that really is the ultimate driver of all weather on Earth, is the sun. Alright, let's see if I can pour in this one. A little bit better. Probably not, but let's see. I think it was the pour rate. I was pouring too fast before. Trying to pour, I don't know if it's the same. I'm pouring a Belgian Moon. There's a Belgian white ale. I'm trying to pour it like a Guinness. Pour it to the point on the pint glass, let it settle a little bit, then top it off. But actually, this looks like it's a bit better. Ha! I did a good pour this time. Alright, we gotta marvel at my work right here for a second. Look at that. That is a good pour. Alright. Continue down the music. All this looks like it's pretty good. Now we're back on the icon here. And let's walk through this. So the high stays pretty much in place. So pressure gradient's a little bit higher on this one. But this has that Thursday. Oh, this is the Friday system. Where's the Thursday system? Here's it. So there may be a little bit something that we'll take a little closer look at. But then going into the Friday into Saturday, this is staying south. So maybe Cape May would get some stuff. And this is just looking like all rain for really starting mid-Sunday morning and lasting through the rest of the day on Sunday. And then the strong pressure gradient behind that. So breezy conditions going into Monday still. As that low, this is probably occluding right now. So there's probably an occluded front there going into the cold front and the warm front. So I would say it starts occluding probably right about here, and the occlusion continues. Still in the frame, so it starts to pretty much just weaken right about there. And then going through Tuesday, the next high comes in, the high starts to move over, and once it moves right over us, overhead, then the winds start to die down because the pressure gradient decreases. Alright, let's rewind this to get ready to go into the zoom view, and let's take a look at the NAM. So it doesn't really do much with this Thursday system either. Flurries, snow showers, I really don't think there's going to be any kind of accumulation. And now this is the Friday night into Saturday, where it still doesn't look like much, but it is more north compared to some of the other ones. So let me just go into Friday. It's actually colder, I should say. So the icon was a bit more south than the NAM and the GFS, but the NAM, let's see. The NAM was a little bit colder, so it looks like it's mostly snow compared to, say, the GFS, which had that mix going through New York City, essentially. Pete, actually, I did read something interesting that I wanted to get your take on. Okay. Norma Rockwell. I think we're gonna skip that song. It sounds weird. Okay. So, Pete, I wanted to get your take on this. It was an article. Let me see if I could bring it up. It was about the decrease in stratocumulus clouds. Stratocumulus. I sent it out to the chat with everybody. It actually was a published scientific article which you had to pay for access. So I read just the abstract of the scientific article. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick. Actually, I will put that into the chat for you guys, so you can read through the abstract yourself. sent this out, I think. Is it in the weather chat? I think we have our own private weather chat with the whole BIOS team. Let me see if I can just bring that up. Also, Puxatawny Phil was arrested in Pennsylvania. Breaking news. I don't know if I can find it, but essentially, I can't put it in the text. I can't find the link to it. Essentially, what it was talking about was increased in average global temperatures would decrease the amount of stratocumulus clouds, decreasing the amount of stratocumulus clouds specifically over the oceanic areas around the equator would increase the temperatures coming in because the clouds aren't blocking the ultraviolet or the sun rays coming in. And with the increase or the decrease in the stratocumulus deck, that also means more evaporation of the oceans. That, I believe, was the abstract of that scientific article. If I can find it, I will put it in after the live stream. I will put it in the description, and I will post it onto my social media accounts at WeathermanAP on Facebook and Twitter. Next up, alright, so now we looked at pretty much these models. I want to take a closer look at that, and then in roughly 10 minutes we'll switch over to some gaming. At that point, I don't know if I would be able to continue the music. There we go. Change in the zone or the region. Northeast. Northeast. And... oh, that was right. Northeast. 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 Alright. So let's rewind this. These isobars really close together, high pressure gradient, and with the cold air. Remember, we can kind of assume that the 540 line is the freezing line, even though the 540 line is just a thickness line. The 500 millibar thickness level and the height between the surface and where the 500 millibar level lies, that's what those dotted lines are. And you can kind of associate the 540 decameter thickness line with the freezing point. Not exactly the same, but it's a good estimate. And if we assume 540 is freezing, 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit, we're at about 504. So, quite a bit below freezing. And I see 25 degrees where I am right now. Alright, yeah, if I could find that again, I'll definitely put that in the description of this live stream after the live stream. So the pressure gradient starts to get a little bit better going into Thursday. And the GFS just doesn't really have much, maybe a little bit around the Finger Lakes, coming off of the Great Lakes. Our next system, the GFS is just more south. Maybe a little bit of snow to some mixing through right around the New York City area, but that's really about it with that. And then the Sunday system. And so the Hudson Valley, Orange, actually north of Putnam. So we'll just say Orange and Putnam and north may see that freezing rain and sleet. So what we have? Freezing rain is the pink, sleet is the purple. So this looks mostly like a rain event, and that is quite a bit of rain. Let me just see if we can get 24-hour accumulated precipitation. Actually, no. Let's do total. Total accumulated precipitation. So in the whitish, so that's showing a couple inches of rain. And that's been the trend, too, with the Climate Prediction Center. When they put out their winter outlook, they did say this is going to be a wet winter, the second half of winter, but a warm winter. And in terms of snow, yeah, we're below where we should be at for average snowfall, but in terms of just total precipitation, that is snow and rain, with rain, we're above average. So we don't have to worry about a drought. So once we get past that rain on Sunday, yeah, it gets windy. A little bit warmer here, but what are the highest heights? So going through the weekend, that's where we're starting to see these heights get into 552 decameters. It's just tens of meters, so you move that decimal place one over. So that 552 was actually 5,552 meters. Excuse me. Yeah, that's really it. The main precipitation looks like it's going to be Sunday, and it's just going to be rain. And let's switch to the icon. This just has all rain. Doesn't even have any frozen precipitation. And the NAM again doesn't go out very far. It's 84 hours. Well, you can still see the isobars pretty close together, so that higher pressure gradient. Yay! Let's try this one again too. Actually, Pete, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can look that up right now. Just so I don't show anything copyrighted. I'm gonna switch to the full view, and then I'm gonna see if I can find that article. Stratocumulus deck disappearing. I believe so. This is not the main scientific article I found. This was from the Washington Post. Let me see if I can just find that main scientific article. Stratocumulus deck disappears. You know, these are just, this one's from Newsweek. Nature Geo, here we go. A paper published in Nature Geoscience. Maybe this is the, okay, this is the full one. Alright, I have it. So, I am going to put in the description. Oh. How did I get the full article? Oh. I got the full article for some reason. It's 8 pages. Alright. Let me see. So I'm going to put this in the description. Give me 1 second for that while it's loading. Okay, now I have the comments up here. So this is the, Pete, the first one, this is the main scientific article that was published. Let me put that in here. Oh, damn it. It's longer. It's longer than I'm allowed to publish in here. Alright. Won't publish that one. Maybe this will work. So this is the Washington Post article. And does it actually show? Okay. So, this is what you can do, Pete. The link I posted will take you to the Washington Post article. And the Washington Post article has their own write-up of it. And then in the 3rd paragraph, that's the unsettling conclusion of a study published Monday. That's a hyperlink. Click on study published Monday in the journal Nature Geoscience. Click on there, it'll bring you to the main scientific article. Got it for you. And let's continue the music. And now we're going to switch to some gaming. I can just imagine how New Orleans is doing right now with Mardi Gras. Alright, let's bring up some Battlefield 5. Oh, I also rearranged my gaming computer, which is actually right within arm's reach now, which is nice, because I can see it. Excuse me. The overclocks didn't go. $100 megahertz overclock. That will do at 75% over voltage, and a 700 megahertz overclock on the memory. Power target's gonna be maxed. And we are going to set the fans to 70%. Just because this game actually is a ray tracing game. Alright. I hope the mic probably keeps out a lot of the background noise, but I got the fans going up there. Alright. Battlefield 5 is ready to go, preparing. I don't want to do the update. Oh. No, I don't update. Pause update. I can't play it without doing the update? Damn it. Okay. At least it's saying like a minute. Alright, so how you guys doing? How's your week so far? Also, I do apologize for the mess back there. That's part of the rearranging I was doing. Did some cable management. I got some zip ties, cable managed everything behind the desk, cleaned up some things. I just got that to finish up. Like it's almost finished with the update. Hopefully it doesn't have to restart the whole computer. Actually, while that's going, I'll show you really quickly here. There's the gaming computer. There's a tube in there, water cooling tube blocking the EVGA. I have to move, but there's the new graphics card, EVGA GeForce RTX 2080. Which one was that on here? There we go. Still going. Probably should have updated this. Oh, now it says 2 minutes. Pete, did you get a chance to read that Washington Post Nature Geoscience article yet? Ooh, finalizing, almost there. It says finalizing. Hopefully that's about it and it doesn't take forever. Still says finalizing, guys. Come on, you can finish it. Okay, good. It's ready. Let's play some Battlefield 5. So the music's gonna go, and then it's gonna stop, and then just the game audio will be there. Now there may be some cursing in this game. Can't hear the game. I may have to stop the music. Alright, so the music's stopping there anyway. We're gonna play some of these war stories in this, which is all around World War II, are actually really heavy. Well, if anybody speaks French, they will understand this better than reading the subtitles below.
Est-ce qu'on a gagné? Ils ont tous fui. Alors sauf s'ils ont changé les règles du jeu. Waouh, on a gagné. On a gagné?
So this game has what's called ray tracing. Oh, I see Pete.
On a gagné! On les a eus! On les a battus! On a gagné! On a gagné!
Ah, Pete, I see you're still reading that.
Rassembler les armes et les munitions. Idrissa, attends. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait maintenant? Viens, on y va. Il faut qu'on continue. Faut te reposer, petit frère. Tu es vivant. Peut-être nous donnerons une médaille de... Mais il faudrait prendre ces canons pour recevoir une médaille. Rémé, on n'a pas de commandant. On ne peut pas avancer sans soutien. Tu en es sûr? Idrissa, tu es comme moi, allons. Allons les combattre. des enfants. Mais regardez-vous, on a déjà fait mieux que les meilleurs soldats.
Does anybody watching actually speak French?
Je vous pose la question, de quoi d'autre sommes-nous capables? Si on avance,
'Cause even though I don't speak French, this is a very inspirational
de la reconnaissance,
story he's saying.
respect, pour nous, pour nos enfants. Alors on va prendre ce poste et leur montrer à tous qui nous sommes vraiment. Allons-y, allons-y,
Let's go. Arrosé.
allons-y.
Arrosé.
Eh bien, on peut dire qu'ils ont adoré mon discours. Alors, on a avancé. On s'est dispersé et déployé pour atteindre le canon le plus discrètement possible.
So essentially the mission now is there are anti-aircraft guns that I have to take out.
Je suis parti les rechercher pour qu'on puisse attaquer la batterie principale ensemble. Il doit bien y avoir quelqu'un en vie là.
And I walk through fire. Oh. Oh, I still have this one. I like this one. I'm trying the Rambo style with this. Ah, there goes the grenade. Oh, I died. Maybe not the Rambo style this time. Yes, Delvin, you are right. This is the last Games and Storms before Daylight Saving Time starts, which will be Saturday night into Sunday. Did it crash? I think it crashed. Well. Okay. That was interesting. Let's try that again. Ooh, I think that's an encoder overloaded. While it loads, let's see. So it's at CPU usage of about 17-18%, but it said encoder overloaded. Not sure why. Alright, I think I'm back. That was really weird. Yeah, see the stream's going. Excuse me. Well, it looks like I'm back. It looks like I'm streaming. try loading this again. Alright, I think it's running. YouTube says a bad quality stream, but YouTube always says it's a bad quality stream. So, I need you guys to tell me, is it looking fine? If it's looking fine, I won't change anything. Thank you, Delvin. And this time I actually see the statistics up. Oh, I did forget, I think, one thing. Oh, it's overclocked. So it must be running, yeah. Alright, let's see if I can get to a higher position. Let's go up this way. So here, this time it actually popped up properly. If you see at the top left of the screen, that is the GPU statistics. Temperature, GPU clock, which is running at 2040 megahertz, which is essentially 2 gigahertz, and 7500 megahertz for the memory clock. Ooh, did somebody shoot me? I didn't shoot. Ooh.
Mon Dieu.
Let's see if I can sneak up on this guy. Alright, now I have the machine gun. Let's see if I can just get rid of these guys. These headphones are great for showing positioning. Well, that worked.
Tant de morts.
Oh, wow.
J'arrive trop tard. On ne peut jamais s'enlever cette pensée de l'esprit.
Let's see if I could snipe one of these guys with a machine gun.
repérés par ces patrouilles.
Oh, look at that. That is interesting.
Là, des soldats allemands. Merde, il y a une patrouille là-bas.
Ooh, that was a critical hit. Come on, go, go, go. I can't see where the bullets are coming from. Ah, I see it now. I gotta say, with these gaming headphones, this sounds realistic. Like, I can hear where the bullets are actually landing around me. Well, I hear a siren. They're gonna call in reinforcements now. I think I hear a flare as well. Oh shit! What the heck? I see him. Whew. 2% health. I think I could recover. Oh, I'm gonna die. I heard it. No? Oh. The grenade got me. Oh. Now YouTube says good stream health.
Barrage droit devant, avec des gardes allemands.
So for the most part, this other tactic works.
Faut pas que je me fasse remarquer par ces patrouilles.
Wait a second. I think I'm just gonna try the guns blazing. Or snipe. We're gonna snipe this guy. Nope. Snipe this guy. Alright, I got at least one guy. I have 16 bullets left in this clip. Let me reload. Oh, I see him. Yeah, he said grenade. Oh, so close. This is a hard game. Let me try doing it this way. Just run straight in.
Troupe allemande et barrage droit devant.
Let me get up here. Oh, so close. I might try that one more time.
Ils ont placé un barrage.
Ooh, those are critical hits. That didn't work whatsoever.
Barrage droit devant.
I really have to try a one-shot kill with this. One guy right there.
Faut pas que les patrouilles allemandes me voient.
Come on. The challenge is I just can't see where anybody is. Alright, let me get up here. Ooh, what got me? I didn't see a grenade. So now that I know that path is there, I'm gonna try and see if I can get up that path without firing a single bullet.
allemande et barrage droit devant. Je dois surtout pas me faire repérer par ces patrouilles.
Whew, that was close.
Une patrouille allemande.
Oh, they see me. I think they did. Alright, no bullets have been fired from either side right now. Oh, and the ray tracing part of this game is the reflections. So seeing the reflections in real time. And it looks like I have 6.7 gigabytes of RAM, video RAM, being used right now. Below the 8, which is good. Oh, if I could disable the alarm, that'd be really great. Enemies are not actively looking for you anymore. Okay, good. Whew. Disable this.
Les Allemands ne pourront plus communiquer entre eux.
Knives are nice and silent. So I'll have about 100 meters to cross before I get to my main target. Alright, this is pretty open, this area. Just gonna make sure no one's there, and run. Alright, so this is a pretty high vantage point. I don't see anybody there. I hear people. Oh, there's one. If only I had a silent sniper. So as long as this guy doesn't turn around.
des morts. Difficile d'imaginer qu'il y ait encore des survivants ici.
Don't come this way. Oh, hello. Okay, I did not want to machete them. Pete, you're pretty much right with that. I don't really see blue. I mean, I do, but not very often anymore. Okay. Didn't see me, he just saw the dead other soldier. If I can just sneak through the battlefield, that would be... Oh, damn it. Oh, the flame got me. Yes, Pete, that's pretty much exactly what I was saying when I read through that article. More research is needed. Now, where did this put me back? Oh, I am closer than I thought. I actually don't know how many meters away I was last time. Ah, I see. I'm pretty much in the same spot. These rocks kind of look weird.
Ça m'étonnerait qu'il y ait des survivants ici.
the flame get me or the guy get me? I had no idea. Oh, my computer blinked. Instructions add. Okay. That is interesting. I'm still streaming though. That's the good part. That's weird. Let's try reloading. So YouTube has said this entire live stream has been bad, 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 good, bad, 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 okay, bad, okay, bad, okay, bad, okay, bad, good. I'm watching the stream statistics and it's pretty steady. I don't know what is wrong with YouTube right now. But let's try the practice range. And I don't think you guys can hear the actual gaming computer. I think I have pretty good handle on the sound of that, and the looks are really cool. I like the new placement. And I gotta try the new, oh, I have the hat on. I gotta try the new VR setup because I changed the position of VR right now. Alright, while that loads, I just gotta run out for a second. Alright, I'm back. Let's try the practice range here.
Welcome, soldiers. By now, I hope you feel more comfortable with all the tools available to you. Here you will be able to gain more experience and practice at your own pace. Do so at your leisure and use any equipment you find in the area.
I'm not sure what pistol this is. I gotta say, I don't know if it's just the game or if it's the headphones or it's both. The gunfire sounds really crisp. Oh, that was weird. Ooh, what we got here? Let's, I guess, drive a tank. How do I get in here? Oh, you enter from the side? That's weird. What happens if I run over the fuel thing? Oh, I see where the rails are. Can it go backwards up that hill? Well, it's trying. Nope. It cannot. Oh, I missed that? How am I missing that? No. There we go. Ooh, I missed. Oh, how am I out of ammo? Really? I'm out of ammo. Alright, so there's one side. I don't know if this other side does anything different. Nope, does the same thing. Haha! Just destroy everything in sight. There's a wall? Nah, there's no wall. Just drive right through it. I can drive through a wall, but I can't drive through a pillar. Nope, can't drive through that either. Ooh, there's an airplane. Let's go for a flight. Oh, it just makes new ones. Ah, that's funny. Wow, the tank is smoking. I can't use this top one. Alright, let's go for a flight. This is tricky. What the heck? Oh, I have never tried this before. Whoop. Eh. try the flight again. Airplanes. Let's try not to crash this time. I think I hit one. I think I crashed into one. Oh, there goes. I have no idea which way I'm facing. This is really hard. Okay. I am ahead of them now. I did not crash that time. That was impressive. I only have 18 bullets left. And that's it. Alright, how do I land this? Oh. So close. Oh, it is after 9 o'clock. I did not even realize. Let me go a little bit longer. We'll go a full 2 hours. Teleport. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I see what I have to do. Well, that's interesting. Alright, so in real life, you never actually want to walk out into the gun range. What is this? I have no idea what these things are. Alright. Let's try that main mission one more time, and then that'll pretty much be it for the stream. Oop, nope, not that. I feel some heat coming out of there, so it's doing its job. Ooh, where am I this time? Alright. I'm just gonna try and run through this.
Tant de vies perdues. Il doit y avoir beaucoup de survivants ici.
Ooh, get over it. No, I can't get over the fire. Ooh, I actually made it through that. I did not expect to survive that. Ooh. Wait, where is... Ooh. Well, I don't know why that game is crashing OBS. Probably because OBS just sucks. I don't know if I have to find something else besides OBS Studio, because it sucks and no one should ever use OBS Studio. This is just stupid. But it worked. Frustratingly it worked, but it did. Alright, so happy Mardi Gras. I don't know if anybody is watching from the New Orleans area, but if you are, hope you have a great night ahead, great week ahead. So overall with the weather, pretty calm until about maybe Thursday. We'll see some flurries here and there. It's more lake effect coming off the Finger Lakes, coming off the Great Lakes. Nothing really I expect in terms of accumulations. Then Friday into Saturday, it looks like maybe a little bit of mixing, some light rain, but that's really about it. Again, nothing much out of that. The next biggest storm system, low pressure system coming through is going to be Sunday. And that's looking like it's starting maybe mid-morning Sunday and going through the rest of the day Sunday. However, it looks like it's mostly rain unless you get a bit more northwest, closer to the Great Lakes region, maybe Albany and west of that. But overall, the tri-state region and east, so Connecticut, Massachusetts, all the way up through Maine, it looks like, well, northern Maine may be seeing a little bit of mixing, but most of the Northeast will see rain out of this. And if you remember, we looked at the icon model, and the icon model actually said it's all rain versus the GFS and the NAM, which showed a little bit of mixing in there. But overall, the week ahead is cold, and then we have a little bit of a warm up with that rain, but then right after that, going into next week, it looked like we were going to stay pretty cold, a little bit of wind with the higher pressure gradient, but nothing significant. And we are going through March. March is starting to get into the transition period. The end of March, March 21st, right around there, that's when spring starts. Meteorological spring has already started as of March 1st, but the calendar spring doesn't really start until March 21st. So once we hit there, the chances of snow do go down, but if you take last year as an example, we did get nor'easters coming through late March going into April. So I'll keep you guys updated. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below and the little bell icon right next to that, so you do get notified whenever I go live like this or I upload a video. I am really going to try and get my Full Throttle Thursday this week with the part 3 of what is tuning, why do people tune. That's going to be hopefully coming out this Thursday. Otherwise, tomorrow I'm going to see if I can try and get... Actually, no. Tomorrow I'm probably going to do a Ask Me Anything special. So usually the first week, whatever Wednesday is the first Wednesday of the month, I like to try and get a Ask Me Anything special. So it doesn't have to be weather related. You can ask me anything that you want, and that'll probably be out tomorrow. So definitely stick around and check back on the channel for that. So hope you enjoyed. Happy Mardi Gras. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. I will see you all in the next video.